And welcome to the final episode in our series on the Charity Governance Code, and today we're looking at Principle 6, which is on equality, diversity and inclusion. Now Sarah, this is really one of the more aspirational principles of the code, isn't it? So what sort of questions should the trustees be asking themselves here?
Yeah, I mean this one is hugely topical at the moment on EDI, and the question really is where is the charity at the moment on this, and where do you want to be and how are you going to get there? The language in this area tends to be around creating safe spaces and the organisation being on a journey, bringing wider experience on board. I mean, essentially the ultimate purpose is to get that wider experience to ensure the outcomes are better. So it is all about good governance really. And you can start by auditing your board and your wider organisation. Think about your beneficiaries if they're properly reflected.
Yeah, and I suppose looking at are there any roadblocks in terms of things like how you hold meetings, for example.
Exactly.
And so these sort of points run through a lot of the principles we've been looking at during this series, and it's really about future-proofing your charity, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's important to realise that this isn't going to be achieved overnight, and organisations are going to have some pretty uncomfortable conversations along the way. But I think important to recognise that we're probably going to be looking at greater reporting requirements on this in future, so both from the Charity Commission and more broadly.
Thank you, and so that's our very rapid, speedy drive through the 7 principles of the Charity Governance Code. So just some final thoughts really. What do you think are sort of takeaway thoughts really from this series? I
think if the pandemic's shown us anything, that there's a lot that's out of our control, but I think governance is something that is in your control. And I think it's about protecting the charity and the trustees who give up their time and accept an awful lot of responsibility. But I think the governance code can be used as a practical tool when you're reviewing and auditing your governance. And I hope this series has helped to break down some of those principles for people watching.
Thank you. So make time for governance then. And thank you for joining us, and goodbye.